Welcome to Growing Your Team, a podcast designed for small business owners seeking to grow their company with the help of employees and contractors. Your time is limited, which means growing and leveraging teams is essential for business success. The Growing Your Team podcast is the place to learn tips and techniques designed to help you know when it's the right time to hire, how to select perfect fit team members, and how to maximize productivity while creating a positive work environment. Drawing from her 10-plus years of leadership and hiring experience, here is your host, Jamie Van Kuyk.
Hello, Jamie Van Kuyk here, and welcome back to the Growing Your Team podcast. Today, we are talking about the 3 different types of help that you can hire and why it's very important for you to understand what type of help you need before you start developing a position. Because if you hire the wrong help or hire these types of help in the wrong order, it can be like putting the cart before the horse, and that's not going to get you where you want to go. So let's jump in and talk about these types of help. Before we dig into the details of each, the 3 types of help that you can hire in your business are teachers, strategists, and executors. So let's talk a little bit about each one of these so you understand the difference, where it's okay to combine, and help you figure out what you need so you invest your money in the best help that's going to move your business forward. The first type of help we're going to talk about are the teachers. So by the name, this probably is self-explanatory, but the teachers are the people that are going to teach you how to do something. So they are the type of people that you are going to hire when you need to do something in your business. It's something that either you or a team member is going to be doing over and over again. So you need to bring that knowledge in-house. You or a team member need to learn how to do this because it's going to be an ongoing part of your job, and it's not something that makes sense to execute to delegate to somebody else, or to delegate outside of your company. So someone inside your company, at first most likely you, is going to have to learn how to do this. So you need to go and hire someone who is going to teach you, the ins and outs of how to do this task in your business. And this person is going to help you succeed because you need this knowledge. Teachers can come in many different forms. Sometimes they're teaching you through one-off courses, they're teaching you through a webinar, or they're teaching you through long-term engagements. Some really good teachers are coaches that are going to help pull that information out that you need so you can move your business forward. They're going to help you uncover what is needed. Other teachers are those that are going to teach you on a specific topic. Like you're going to go out and take a course on how to post ads on Facebook, how to properly manage ads, or you're going to go out and take a course on how do you brand your business and keep that brand strong throughout everything. So you're going to go learn from the experts and bring that knowledge into your business, and someone inside your business, whether it's you or another team member, is going to execute on that knowledge moving forward. Our second type of help that we can hire is the strategist. The strategist is the person that helps you figure out what to do with the information. With a strategist, they're taking all this great knowledge that's out there and they're helping you figure out exactly what is right for your business. They are telling you what to do, when to do it, and a little bit in there of how to do it when it comes to the specifics of tools and everything like that you're going to need to know and need to learn and need to use to be successful in this area. So an example of a strategist is a marketing strategist, someone who's going to come in and create those marketing plans for you, help you figure out what is right for your business, for the things you need to execute. They're going to help you figure out things like advertising, whether it's paid or organic, which platform you should be on, what you should be posting, what connects with your audience, and all that stuff so then you have a plan that you can execute moving forward. I myself act as a strategist for most of my clients, where I am helping them figure out exactly how to bring in their perfect new hire, and I'm giving them the plans to get there based on their unique situation and the type of position that they need to hire. So I'm creating that strategy for them that then says, here you go. Here is what you need in your business to be successful. So a strategist helps you figure out what you need to be successful specific to your business. And then our third type of help that we can hire are the executors. So the executors are the ones that actually do the work. They are the ones that take that strategy and execute it. They are the ones that, after learning that knowledge, they execute the work. So for example, with social media, they are the ones actually posting the posts. They are the ones putting the ad out there, watching the data, watching the analytics, and making the changes as are needed. When it comes to hiring, when I provide strategies and create strategies, the person executing those strategies are the ones that are posting the job opening, reviewing all the resumes, interviewing the candidates. So they're the ones that are actually doing the work. The executors are typically the ones that you have the long-term relationships with, because things typically have to be executed more than once within your business. Sometimes you're going to hire executors that are going to be for short things. So you have something in particular that you need to get done. So you have a launch, or you have to execute work to open a new store or to get new products made, where then you're going to figure out everything and things are going to flow and you're going to be able to get that product out into stores with a smaller group, but you need a larger group at first. So sometimes your executors can be for a short period of time because you have specific things that need to happen over a specific time period. But typically your executors are more long-term because this work needs to be done over and over and over and over again within your business. So those are the three types of help that you can hire: your teachers, your strategists, and your executors. But as I said, sometimes you can have combinations. So you might hire someone who teaches you how to do it, but also helps you create your strategy during that time period together. For example, with my clients, when they get a strategy from me, I typically include education around how was that strategy developed? How did I come up with the information that I came up with for their particular situation? So that way they understand. Also, so that way if they're taking this position and they're just tweaking it slightly, they know how to adjust the strategy based off that small tweak that they're making, that they have all that information there. So I can teach my clients at the same time that I'm providing them a strategy. Another way to look at a combination is someone who's creating a strategy, but then also executing the work. And I'll get into a specific client example in a minute. But first, for me, one of the ways I do this for some of my clients is that I create the strategy and then I act as their talent acquisition specialist and help them get the talent in that they need, help them get the candidates in. So I post the job opening and then I go and review all the candidates that applied and I complete the first round of interviews. So that way they just have to do the last part of the work, which is do the final round of interviews and select their new hire. So I act as the strategist to create the strategy, and then I act as the executor to do all that work up front that's going to help narrow down everybody out there who's looking for a job to the top people that they want to interview, that they need to spend their time with as the business owner. So those are just some examples of how you can combine them. But now let me tell you about a client of mine and how we use this information to help her find the perfect new hire. So a few months ago, I was working with a client on a one-off meeting. So with this meeting, we were working together just to dive in to really figure out, is it the right time to hire and what that position should look like. We did discover that hiring help was needed in her business, and we then discovered that the best place for her to get a positive ROI was with social media. We then had to figure out, well, what exactly does this position look like? We know she needs help with social media, that is going to produce her the best ROI, but who should we hire? What should we do? So we started digging in. I was asking her a bunch of questions. In her mind, she wanted to hire a social media manager, someone who was going to go out there and do all the posting so she didn't have to worry about it, because this was actually an area that she didn't do much in her business beforehand. So she wanted to hire someone to do all the work so she wouldn't have to think about it. I said, okay, that's great. But let me ask you a few questions. Where does your audience hang out on social media? She didn't know. What posts and type of content on social media does your audience resonate with? She didn't know. What should you be posting out there? What are the suggestions? What are the times? Do you know anything about how your audience interacts on social media? She didn't. So I said, okay, what's going to happen when you hire someone to execute the work? When you have none of this upfront information figured out? Either one, they're going to rely so heavily on you to figure this out that you're then going to feel like you wasted your money hiring someone, because you're going to feel like you're practically doing the work other than putting it in a scheduler and pressing schedule so it goes live when it's supposed to. You're going to feel like you're doing everything. Or two, they're going to go out and execute a strategy that worked for a different client of theirs but doesn't work for yours. That's not going to connect with your audience, and you're going to feel like you wasted your money. So we decided, after this conversation, really digging in, that what she needed to start with was someone who was going to help create the strategy. She needed to go out and specifically look for someone who had knowledge, who had the expertise, and who was offering the packages that could help her figure out where her audience was on social media, what post would be best for her audience, and all that stuff to create the strategy that someone else could then go and execute, whether it was her or whether it was someone else. We then talked about how sometimes you can hire a combination of roles. So you might find that person who's going to help you create that strategy, but then within their business, either them themselves or another team member in their business helps execute the work. So she could either hire two different people, one who was the strategist, another person who would help execute the work, or she might be able to find the perfect person for creating her strategy who's also the perfect person or company for executing the work. But that strategy portion was what she needed first and what she needed to focus on. She was able to find someone who was talented at creating that strategy and within their business also provided the execution work. So she was able to find one person who did the combination of roles. But knowing that she needed a strategist first, and that was most important, allowed her to narrow her search down to the right people within the social media realm to consider hiring for this position. So once you know who you're going to hire, you can really find the right people to interview. Whether it's a contractor in a business that you're hiring, so you need to go out and find those people. You need to do a specific Google search to get the right people onto your list to contact, to look at their work, or whether it's a job posting that you're putting out there and you know that you are going to attract the right people so that way you can review the right candidates, interview the right people, and make the final hire. An example to show here from an employee perspective. So I was helping out with a client recently hiring, and one of the issues that they were having with the current person in that position was that they could create the strategies, but they couldn't execute the work. And for some companies, this is okay. Internally, you might have one person being maybe your director level that's creating the strategies, that's that senior level position, and then you have more junior level positions that are executing the work. Within this company, the position needed to be both. They needed to create those strategies and execute the work. So they didn't have that. And when I was helping them recruit for their next person, this was very important to me as the recruiter because I knew what to focus on with each candidate. We developed a strategy that would help us find both those strategists and those executors. We were clear about it in the job posting. During our first round of interview questions, we created questions that really dug into this at a high level. And then if I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed from that candidate when I asked those high-level questions to determine if they were capable, I was prepared to ask follow-up questions. For our later rounds of the interviews, we got down and dirty into that. We developed questions and a strategy that would really help us determine if this person could be both a strategist and an executor. So sometimes you need to hire a person who can do both. Sometimes you need to hire different people. It's all going to depend on the makeup of your business, whether you're hiring employees or contractors, whether you can afford to hire multiple people, what is going to be best for your business. All right, so just a quick recap as we end today. There's 3 types of help that you can hire, and you need to figure out which ones you need to hire. So that way you're not putting the cart before the horse in your business and then not going anywhere. So you can hire the teacher who's going to train you on how to do something. You can hire the strategist that's going to give you the plans on how to do something. Or you can hire the executor who's going to do the work for you. And sometimes you can hire a combination of those 3, but it's very important to know what you need, what combination you might need, so that way you put your hiring efforts into getting the right person into your business, the right person to help your business, and get a positive ROI from your investment. And that wraps up this episode of the Growing Your Team podcast. When it comes to your business, are you feeling overwhelmed by work and ready to hire help? You're feeling stuck in the cycle of having enough work to be successful, but not enough time to serve all your clients and grow your business. You know you need help, but you're not sure what help is worth your investment. If this sounds like you, I invite you to download the 3-part method for identifying who to hire. With this free download, you can find the right team member who will save you time and earn you more by getting the right work off your plate. This free download is available to you at growingyourteam.com/who-to-hire. With this free download, you can ensure the right hire for your business. You can find the perfect team member who's going to positively impact your business, and you can hire the person who's going to grow with your company and make your life easier. You can also confidently assign tasks. By following the 3-part method to plan out your new hires' to-dos, you can be confident you are assigning the right tasks to move your business forward. And finally, you can save time now as you search for your new team member. Plus, gain time to keep growing your revenue and your profits because you have the right people on your team. So if you're ready to hire, but you're feeling unsure about who that right hire is, then I encourage you to go over and grab this free download so you can start figuring out your perfect new hire today. So head on over to growingyourteam.com/who-to-hire and get your free copy of the workbook today.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Growing Your Team with your host, Jamie Van Kuyk. Be sure to subscribe and head on over to growingyourteam.com to connect, access the show notes, and discover more ways to hire and leverage your perfect fit team.